At without any warning. We say at because there are two books called Without Any Warning. Monday, December 30th, 2024, a state trooper took my driver's license and he said there were no prior calls. That means the African American state trooper did something off the books and off the computer, violating my Fourth Amendment rights and putting leaks in my kitchen and ticketing my car back and towing it. Anyway, so in China they have robot police and robot police dog. Police robots will prevent off the books, off the computer action by police, will prevent coup d'etats, will prevent them from violating your Fourth Amendment rights and from over ticketing you. Robots reduce conflict, they reduce fighting over scarce resources, they reduce fatigue, reduce errors, they reduce population. So we have robots learning the AI and we are cleaning up the AI. They're washing cars, cleaning tires, doing warehousing, agriculture, etc. Now the luxury EV delivery robot, there's no driver, it's a robotics vehicle and it delivers to locations. And then you have the luxury robot driver. Now we also have the garbage robot, essential garbage robot, and we have better surgery by robots because it is doing surgery on a kernel of corn and putting a stitch in it. So if they can achieve that, they certainly can do good surgery on humans. So the nurse robot punched the patient. I didn't like that. And the esthetician robot was a little rough. Now we have robots in Boca Raton at Eat District. They are serving robots. The 2030 United Nations project to end poverty would have eliminated the reason to deport 1.4 million people from the United States because these people would have equity in 195 countries and it would open opportunity in 195 countries, and so there would be less immigration and less deportation in the United States. So regarding deportation, I think you should deport African Americans. Obama free phones, which Obama funded through Chase, I guess, he gave them $12 billion TARP bailout, led to a lot of networking of African Americans, but it was very rough towards me because they bullied me out of government. So I call it the Obama free phone, nigger parade, conquest, bragging, gang, stalking, bullying. And being only 13.7% of the population of the US, but feeling like 30% of the population, it's too much stalking. They're always around me. I think they're thuggish, they're loud, bullying in conduct and communication, and I think their IQ is low. I think they have innate betrayal symptoms in Africa and USA because they had collected up other tribes and put them on the slave ship. I think they practice the art of degrading women in word and music. That's a different video. I think they had a coup d'etat and they're bragging in Broward County about calling me about a job and saying we are the government. And then sometimes the African Americans say to me they are replacing me. Then sometimes they cut off my phone. They cut off my phone many times. The African Americans do not really like it themselves because they pay whites to give them lighter skinned children. In the case of Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan, you can see that. It's impossible to unite Africa and impossible to unite African Americans in the USA because the rich ones like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan are so extremely different from the poor ones like in Pearl City. So China prepared Africa so that the African Americans can go back to Africa. China did some infrastructure projects, which were usually done by the IMF, but China did them more cheaply in Africa. Many infrastructure projects in 2020. So Africa is ready for Africans to come home. and robots do the work of African Americans better. So the 2030 United Nations End Poverty Project is really a corrective because Harvard University had a philosophy lecture about the differences of people, where we have 195 countries, 195 different expectations, and 195 different kinds of thinking. So the corrective would be this project with the United Nations. Now, Meghan Markle, she went to UN Women and complained about some psychological attacks on women, complained about Procter and Gamble to Linda Elby, Gloria Allred, and Hillary Clinton. Then she went to UN Women. I also emailed UN Women. UN Women now has he for she at UN Women. And now we also have the UN 2030 End Poverty Project. So something happened to me the other day. I went to a credit union and I had an account, and they replaced my Jamaican banker with an African American banker. And I just don't trust the African Americans. I feel like they're positioned to steal from my account or do what they can get away with, because at Power Financial Credit Union, they removed $25 from my account and closed it. And that's, I think, Financial Credit Union closed my account. So I have the activists Kamala, Maya, and Mina, who are role models. They believe in healing and education. We also have Abir El Sajir, woman of valor, social media character, social media influencer, chef, and very loyal Lebanese. You can go to the university like me. You can attend a university. You should thank the university, seek justice. You can cuss out people. You can work and network. Well, managers manage and leaders change, and I will try to change something. What was taken from me, my little tyke, in that picture with the red circle around him, he was in Jamaica in my mother's house. My mother was perfectly aligned with the school system by buying a house right in front of the elementary school, and I could have saved my little tyke's life by leaving him there. It was a moment with God, and I did not follow God at that moment, but I was just thinking he wouldn't want me to leave him there, but it would have been the best thing. It would have saved his life. My sister is also dead. I guess somebody was sent to kill her. I also lost my condominium and my townhouse. They were both Lennar properties. Well, when they bullied me out of government, when the African American coup d'etat, this was the two properties which I lost. However, I'm looking at the reason why I came to the United States. 1967, a big white man came to my parents' house. My father is a Cuban fighter and mechanic in the Royal Air Force, chased the man away. And then a woman came and I started reading with them. I'm still reading with the Jehovah's Witnesses in their Watchtower and Awake, but I just recently found out that George Washington is a Rutherford. George Washington, the President of the United States, was a Rutherford, and Judge Rutherford, the second president of the Jehovah's Witness organization, is related to him. So it's only natural that he sold the property and aligned himself with President Trump by selling to Trump Kushners. Now, there are 27 international human rights organizations, which I, on an initial search, found. There's 25 which I update from time to time. But I encourage people to talk to those organizations because they open inquiries about things that's happening with Israel, in Palestine and Philippines, etc. Now, we're looking at the moves in the big men's world, and the big men are Putin, Trump, and the Chinese Prime Minister. Now, in a big men's world, we have Trump saying that they weaponize the courts. I agree with him. He's using the right word because I felt like they treated him like a clown in the courts. He also got shot, so he's been through a lot. But he also said that we won the case in The Hague. So he's admitting that The Hague actually exists because they try to know that the courts in the United States are invalid. I guess everybody's acknowledging The Hague more now. So The reason why we're watching Donald Trump because of his history. 1869, Frederick Trump when it was in Germany. 1933, the Holocaust began, and that's the chart of the amount of Jews they killed. And Jews used to complain about them even taking rugs, and they end up with 775 million in Swiss bank accounts. Now, the Trumps came to the United States. They had a whorehouse in Missouri, and then they went back to Germany and brought back some funds of the money seized from the Jews to set up their organization. But we're hoping that Trump will change his motives and really love the United States and love the people of the United States because he's been here so long. I've been here so long too. Some things about me have changed. However, in the big man's world, they don't need people so much. They only need robots. Here's Elon Musk. He has many robots. They cook and they carries groceries. That's Kim Kardashian with a Tesla robot. And at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's private property, he has a robot dog. So the AI building at Florida Atlantic University is the biggest building. They say the robots are expensive, but I hear that they start at $30,000.
I told the black people for disappointing you. I blame yourself for trusting them. I told the black people for disappointing you. I blame yourself for trusting them. Trust nobody, suspect everybody. Don't tell people about your vision. Zimezeto taura yematsoka. I told the blame people for disappointing you. I blame yourself for trusting them. I told the blame people for disappointing you. I blame yourself for trusting them.
So this song comes out of South Africa, and we know South Africa has that history. They were exploited for the diamond mines. That picture below is a diamond mine where 6 people were killed because it caved in. So the conditions there are worse than slavery in the United States. And there's another picture of that diamond mine where 6 people just died. But many died in the diamond mines of South Africa, and I actually met some diamond miners, owners of mines, who came to the United States and bought a restaurant and a house. They were very wealthy. But of course, the people who work in the mines were exploited. So we have more views of China. China has a lot of money and wealth and very advanced agriculture, innovations, technology, and everything. And those are the mustard plant fields. They're so beautiful. Everything is so meticulous in China. So why did I come to this country? As I said, 1967, a big white man came to my parents' house, came in the airport, came to my parents' house. We had a lot of traffic from the airport because we were near to the airport. But I must say, I'm so glad my sister sends me pictures all the time. And I realize we're an interdependent culture. We did a lot of things. The kids did a lot of things together in our neighborhood. We were a happy interdependent culture. And that arrow is pointing to my sister who was killed. And that arrow is pointing to me beside Denise and Maxine. They were like a family of 5 kids. And they had family, a cousin come into the household to help with the family to function. So that shows interdependence. So I'm coached by Shi Heng Yi, and he said we have to use repetition and continuity. Well, let me know because we are trying to get a delegation to the International Criminal Court. My email is emmt@gmx.com. My phone number is 728-777-5959. And on Facebook, we have the group for the delegation. We are Cuban fighters.